Today on SVG News, this international incident got a little too hot for Grand Theft Auto's devs. But first, Kanye's right. No one man should have all that power. Except, of course,
Mech, a biosynthetic infiltration android.
Kanye West is a famous rapper and fashion designer. And while he has had his controversial moments, and a whole crapload of them at that, he still has plenty of clout within the entertainment industry. Kanye once tried to use that clout to partner up with Nintendo, but he failed because no matter how big you are, sometimes a company just can't spare the manpower, because they're probably still working out the kinks on Mech, obviously.
It's totally indestructible, except do not give it water, it will explode, and it only has 5 minutes of battery, but other than that, it's totally rad!
Earlier this year, ex-president of Nintendo of America, Reggie Fils-Aimé, shared his story on his podcast, and he revealed some surprising news. Long before he waved goodbye to Nintendo, Fils-Aimé had to wave goodbye to an offer from West. Fils-Aimé set the stage by stating that West visited the Nintendo booth during a past E3 event. Fils-Aimé wasn't there to greet him, but Nintendo director and producer Shigeru Miyamoto was. This led to an arranged meeting between Fils-Aimé and West. Turns out West had been experimenting with a piece of video game content, and he wanted Fils-Aimé's honest opinion. Actually, he wanted more than just Fils-Aimé's reaction. West wanted to collab with Nintendo, but Fils-Aimé had to politely decline, which was a challenge for him. Fils-Aimé, on the other hand, doesn't have a problem saying no. As Fils-Aimé recalled, Nintendo was swamped with projects, probably like Fils-Aimé at the time. The company didn't have enough room to squeeze in one more, not even for West. But instead of opting for the truth, Fils-Aimé told a little half-lie. Fils-Aimé said West shouldn't work with Nintendo because the company is tough, because Nintendo, quote, pushes for the very best content. Instead of discouraging West, that statement had the opposite effect. He still accepted Fils-Aimé's claims at face value, but he revealed that Nintendo's notoriety for perfectionism was the reason why he wanted to work with the company in the first place. This revelation struck a chord with Fils-Aimé. It wasn't big enough for West to ever get a gig with Nintendo, but the meeting still left its mark on the former president. According to Fils-Aimé, he left the meeting with the impression that West has a lot of passion for video games. One can only wonder what would have happened if Nintendo had an opening. What would that game even be like? Perhaps in some parallel universe, gamers are enjoying the fruits of West's and Nintendo's work, and maybe the two will team up for a future endeavor. Fils-Aimé might not work at Nintendo anymore, but that doesn't mean West will have bad luck if he tries again. Next up,
we don't talk about Cairo, remember?
What happened in Cairo stays in Cairo.
Members of Rockstar Games' development team quite literally put their lives on the line for Agent, the 2009 spy game that never was. In a recent interview, Rockstar San Diego project leader Luis Gigliotti divulged the entire frightening story of the time he had to call in reinforcements from the United States Embassy in Cairo, Egypt, to stop his team from being held on house arrest under false charges. Gigliotti told Game Informer that Agent was slated to take place all over the world, including in Cairo, but the development team couldn't find any usable satellite reference images of Cairo online. Because of this, they decided to travel there themselves to take their own photos. As Gigliotti came to find out though, quote, there's a reason why you couldn't get satellite imagery of Cairo. When senior environment artist Joe Sanabria researched a trip to Cairo, he came across warnings that taking photos in Cairo could lead to legal issues, as people unknowingly snap images of government buildings. However, he decided it was worth the risk. Sanabria and Gigliotti recalled a very serious moment on the trip when an Egyptian official noticed a small group of team members taking photos, and when the conversation became heated, the official pressed a gun to one person's ribs.
Can't guarantee no harm's gonna come to you. Might have to chop you up into little pieces before spraying your pulp mess down the drain, but I really hope it doesn't come to that.
Things only got worse for Rockstar when, a few days later, the team were told they were not allowed to leave their room. They had been spotted taking a questionable number of photos of various districts in Cairo, which is something they apparently needed armed guards and paperwork for.
That's a little extreme.
The team made it out of Cairo safely and without any charges, but unfortunately, nothing came of their risks. Agent never made it out of development. The game was taken over by Rockstar North when Rockstar San Diego began work on the first Red Dead Redemption. However, after nearly a decade of waiting for Agent to release, Rockstar parent company Take-Two abandoned Agent's trademark.